So today we have discussed in the class the pivot table,
Hmm.
and Mr. Abdullah we have with me. Okay, to just start the pivot table, right?
Yes.
So first know about what it do with the pivot table. Why use the pivot table in the actions in the office?
Hmm.
First, discuss about the report. What is the report? So if you define your report definition is the summary of the data. Okay, the report
Yeah.
is the summary of the data. Every report have a summarize some data, summarize with some particular angular and particular legend. The basic base is the summarize, and after the summarize we have also include the calculate analysis part in the report. But base is the summarize. Data
Okay.
summarize. So in the pivot table, we have used the pivot table to analyze the data, summarize the data, and represent of the data.
Okay.
With pivot table, you can summarize your data, analyze your data, and also represent your data. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have data. I have just opened one data. Just like human resource data we have opened.
Hmm.
And before the start using the pivot table, first understand your data. Okay, what is your data and what you want to with data? What you want to report? What is your report? What you require your reports? So first we have understand the data, then we have understand the reports. So this is my data. So this
Hmm.
my data have a the salary data keeps person's name, hiring date, salary, bonus, overtime, and working department, how many days in the leave, and what the performance score. So this is the salary data. So I want to just one information every department wise total headcount. How many peoples working in the each departments. So I want to head count of the department, head count of the employee department wise. So you are also understand the data, and also you have know about the what you want the summary and report from this data. Okay.
Yeah.
Before the you apply the pivot table, just check out कि any column heading not will be blank. In the data, if you have column will be blank, then can't insert the pivot table, because pivot table consider through heading. So it is important. Second thing, कि if you have data have a no any blank row, have a data no any blank row, so no need to select data and apply the pivot table. You can without selection you can apply also pivot table. But in the data you have the one any blank row, completely blank row. Then if you have not select the data and apply the pivot table, your pivot table just apply the some part of the data, not the whole data, because pivot table selection work with the control A current region, just like we have pressing the control A and select this data. So if you have blank row, control A and current region also not select the whole data. That time need to delete your blank row, otherwise you can manually select your data, then insert the pivot table. Okay.
Okay.
So we have delete the pivot table and insert the pivot table. In the insert menu bar, we have the also one options recommended pivot table. This is the
Okay.
like autopilot, right? You have
Hmm.
in the this options understand your data and apply the some kind of the pivot table, just like first department by salary, some of the bonus, sum of the overtime, sum of the salary and count of the full name. So you have just like when I check, I want to calculate the head count of the department. So this is the row level department, sum of the salary and count of the name. It means count of the head count, how many people. So this is the useful for me. So select and okay, our data will be here.
Mm-mm.
So recommended pivot table, apply your pivot table. The understanding the some type of the examples and type of the working with this algorithm, the understand the data and apply the probability reports. Yeah,
Okay.
and if you have no idea and if you have no any meet the requirement on this recommended pivot, you can also apply the pivot table directly. Click
Okay.
pivot table and press the OK. You have insert the sheet and apply the pivot table. Here is the headings. This is
Okay.
the pivot area. This is the heading. I will also talk to you tell you कि no any blank heading in the data because
Mm.
your pivot table considering the headings.
Okay.
So I want to department by head count. So we have click the department and draw the row. So we have the four area, the row, value, column and filter. Row, values, column and filter.
Okay.
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 So we have apply here and also we have click on the name and drop the value.
Name and okay.
If you have dropped in the row columns, you can see here your legend is the row wise.
Mm-mm.
In your data in my data have a one department have a multiple times, but in the pivot table show only for the one time.
Only one time. Okay.
Right. So if you have put on the row sections, so your row wise. If you have put the column sections, so the column wise. But here
Mm-mm.
is a no required of the column, no fit for the column, so we have dropped down here the row. And
Mm.
which column have a calculation just like sum, count, average, we have put here value section just like full name, the count of the name.
Okay.
Okay. And this is your report with R, but report is not correct because this is the row level. What is it? What every people can't understand the row level. What is the row level? So you can change here. It's like department,
Okay.
and also save your count. That's like total. Okay, I need to apply the formatting. You can also apply the formatting from here, normal formatting, normal border, normal column and everything the normal. But problem is that if you have sent the report as a pivot table, in future you have the data updated.
Mm.
And when the data updated, we have just click the refresh for the updating the data on the pivot table. That time, your formatting will be replaced, removed. Because if you have applied the formatting 4 to 12, but new feature add in the 13, 14, 16, so normal filter is not connected to the pivot. So maybe chance your formatting will be removed. So I have suggest you, if you want to apply the formatting, to click on the pivot table. See here the design tab. Click on the design tab and select
Okay.
your style here.
Okay.
Select your style here. Which style you have?
Mm.
So this style is the part of the pivot table. When you refresh your pivot table, if your data will be updated, your format can't be removed and replaced because this is the part of pivot table. Okay, and I have also applied the visualization just like charts. So in the pivot table analyze also you can also apply through here the pivot table chart, and you can also apply here So normal charts, we will connect it with pivot. So we have applied the normal charts and there is the charts. And this chart connected with my pivot table. If pivot table will be updated, chart automatically updated.
Okay.
You can also apply here and type here the heading department wise, and you can also remove this like this tag like the button. Right click here and hide on button. Your button will be hide. And I want to apply the some formatting on the chart. So click on the chart, see here design, and this is the pivot table designs. Which design you have the like and require, click and just apply. Just like this design I require, click and apply.
Mm.
Your pivot table report will be ready, shared to the any persons. Okay.
Okay.
So the we have the four part of the pivot table in this course. First the summarization, second is the calculation, third is the external, and fourth is the slicers relationships, just like power pivot called. Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Huh. Hi. I'm there. So first discuss about the summarization. Just like we have created the summary here. So I want to create the summary. The we have entered here month like Jan Feb. This salary which from the month. So I want to see the total number of total salary that month wise and department. Which month, which department have given the how many salaries. So click and pivot table and okay. So first we have just click the department and drop down the row level, and month we have also drop down the columns and total salary in the value because salary is the sum. Two more thing in this pivot table. First we have want to give the zero of the blank cell. Here the blank cell, so I want to give the zero here.
Okay.
So right click pivot table options, and this is the four empty cells, so enter here 0 and okay. Second thing, we have applied the row and column data, right? Lower, this is the matrix view, I that called matrix view.
Hello.
There matrix one. But if you have large number of the amount of your row field, just like I have entered your name. So see here we have the large amount of the name. If you have name more than 256, pivot can't consider and can't make the pivot. So if you have entered in the column field, check it. We have the legend not more than 256. The item is not more than the 256.
Mm.
And secondly, if I have the below, just like if I have the name is the below 256, but this is the critical for review because people can't want to scroll left to right. Top to down scroll is the easy, but left to right is calling the critical. And second thing, we have can't print the print this of data in the one page horizontally with heading. So that time we have entered the your field in the below of row, the subheading like that.
Okay.
And we have this is the accounting and check here. This is the collapse and expand button. Click here, collapse, expand. In the pivot table analyze, we have collapse and expand. We have click on the this button collapse field. Your field, every field will be collapsed, and if you click on the expand, your every field will be expand. So collapse and expand. This is the summary of the summary, like. But this feature working which report we have the same report to people directly the pivot table, but sometime we have copied this data and paste to another location, and we have give the some calculations. That time have a problem. First problem, we have give the totaling. So effective my total. So first we have removed the subtotal. Right. Click here, right click, and subtotal month. Your uh, right here, uh, subtotal department. Your total will be removed. But now if I have copy and paste anywhere, paste as a value, remove the pivot. So
Hmm.
here, here
Uh,
this is the type
okay.
of data. So
Okay.
some problem in this data I can't analyze and can't make the any formula. So I want to data in the different column. The first column is the department, second column is the month, and third column is the salary.
Hmm.
So in this problem we have solved through we have the two way. First, right click and go to the pivot table options, and in the display we have option classical pivot table layout. Click on the classical pivot table layout and okay, we have got here. And second problem, go to the design, and this is the layout, the tabular form. Okay,
Hmm.
your data will be here, but still problem here, if you have copied your data in the other locations, you have got the report that different columns, but this is the blank. So we have need to drag here, like.
Okay.
I have applied the formula and apply the filter also here. For this problem we have to solve, go to the design menu bar, and we have the repeat item label. Clear, Mr. Abdullah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.